Another year, another trophy. Liverpool collecting again. Liverpool qualifying for Europe again. Wasn't such a bad season after all, was it? Graham Souness's first full term in charge wasn't without its problems. None more worrying than the manager's own heart problems in April. But for Souness and his injury-plagued team, there was a big finish at Wembley. This is the story of another big year in the history of Liverpool Football Club. No expense has been spared to make the start of the Souness era the start of something big. Dean Saunders, £2.9 million from Derby. Mark Wright signed in the same July week for £2.2 million. Mark Walters followed Souness from Rangers for £1.25 million. Rob Jones, a bargain £300,000 down, 300 more to follow to Crewe. And in December, Michael Thomas, another £1.5 million from Arsenal. All figured crucially in an FA Cup run, which started with Rob Jones tormenting his old pals at Crewe, and Steve McManaman, the season's most exciting find, steering Liverpool onto the road to Wembley. And let nobody forget the part John Barnes played in the Cup run. He was making his first appearance since the opening week of the season that January night at Gresty Road. He marked it with a custom-built hat-trick, the first an audacious flick that only slow motion could fully appreciate. This was a Liverpool finding its feet midway through a season strewn with injuries. Still without Whelan, Rush, Walters and co, they destroyed 4th Division Crewe, Barnes providing the explosives. When Jones, the season's surprise bargain, went scampering through to force a penalty from David McKeanie in the final minute, well, Barnes couldn't resist putting his final stamp on a triumphant return to duty. Bristol Rovers were waiting in round 4. 7 minutes of the first half remaining. Corner aimed at Mark Wright. Dean Saunders! Oh, how did he squeeze that one in? Liverpool in front. Saunders out to meet him. Saunders again. He's equalised. Carl Saunders. Robillard into Paddy. Bristol Rovers on course for an Anfield replay. Burrow's getting his head to the ball. It's come for Saunders. It's Carl Saunders again. Savage strike. He hammered it in. And Liverpool needs something from someone. Steve McManaman. Oh, how about that? Happy birthday. 20 today. A young man coming of age. McManaman again. He's scaring the living daylights out of them. Steve McManaman. He's broken for Saunders. He's done it. 13 minutes left to play and Dean Saunders makes it 2-1. The 5th round tie at Ipswich the following weekend was almost blown away in an East Anglian typhoon. Liverpool's hopes almost blown away by old boy John Walk. But they had their moments too. Saunders very nearly did the trick again. But the first meeting always had a goalless look about it. The Anfield replay didn't though.
In it goes again. It's going to come to Ray Houghton. And what a good time it was to score. Ray Houghton has put Liverpool in front in the 47th minute. And after a period when Ipswich forced 2 or 3 corners and looked threatening, Liverpool broke away. The cross returned by Walters came out to Houghton. And this is the left foot inside the near post. Into Goddard. But Walters with a chance to relieve things. Oh, and Saunders was looking the other way. Walk has got Ipswich on their way again. This is Whitton. Whipped in. Johnson! It's the equaliser. Gavin Johnson. And it looked as though it was coming for 5 or 10 minutes. You've got to give it to Ipswich. They were making Liverpool look uncomfortable, and Dean Saunders didn't read the ball down the left-hand side from Walters. There was a misunderstanding over there. And that allowed Steve Whitton to get in this telling cross from out on the touchline. And Gavin Johnson directs that header beautifully beyond Grobbelaar. This is Jason Dazelle. Mickey Stockwell. Dazelle's through the middle, good ball. Jason Dazelle on here for Ipswich. Grobbelaar saves Dazelle. It's 2-1. Would you believe it? They're in front. Grobbelaar has come running out towards the referee, complaining. But Ipswich have scored, and Jason Dazelle is the man who has put them in front in this topsy-turvy cup tie, and Mickey Stockwell plays the ball through superbly. Precision pass, he got behind Marsh. Wright came across, Grobbelaar made the first save, but look at Dazelle, he's there to tuck it in. It's Mulby! Oh, belter! An absolute belter from Jan Mulby. It's 2-2. What a match. They're relieved. He's dejected. But he's produced a goal that has turned the match yet again. Just look at the accuracy of that drive from Jan Mulby. Craig Forrest had no chance. McManaman, Rosenthal, McManaman, and they're in front. 3-2 Liverpool. Fabulous comeback. It's 2 goals in 2 minutes, and McManaman this time produces the magic. And it's all smiles suddenly for the Reds. From 2-1 down, they lead 3-2. Rosenthal played the return pass into the stride of McManaman. What a great first-time finish that is. Excellent football by the First Division side. Quality play here from first to last. Liverpool 3, Ipswich Town 2.
And so to the quarter-final, and another timely comeback by John Barnes. Aston Villa defenders drawn to him like moths around the flame, and Michael Thomas flitting away to win the tie with a comprehensive finish. The name of Liverpool was beginning to appear on the famous old trophy again. It was only Barnes' 4th full game of the season, but again he contributed crucially to Thomas's first Anfield goal for Liverpool. Not his first Anfield goal though, eh? Sadly, the final proved one bridge too far in Barnes' frustrating season. But he saved the semi. Liverpool were behind to Portsmouth at Highbury thanks to Darren Anderton. There were 3 minutes of extra time remaining when his magic touch enabled Ronnie Whelan to square it. Goodness only knows how Graham Souness survived the tension. Ray Pompey couldn't survive the tension of the shootout that followed another stalemate at Villa Park. Alan McLaughlin had struck the Liverpool crossbar with 5 minutes remaining. The second division side had little more to offer. As Liverpool's experienced campaigners rolled in their kicks, all the cruelty of the Russian roulette decider caught up with Portsmouth. Saunders put the Reds within range. Jim Smith's outsiders had lost the range altogether. Liverpool were going back to Wembley. But would Graham Souness be going with them? That was more of a doubt than the outcome of the final in the minds of many. Ronnie Moran's law years were rewarded with a proud parade alongside Sunderland's Malcolm Crosby before the match. Souness followed on discreetly, but his team spared him any palpitations.
Now it's Mulby. Knocked out wide to McManaman, who is indeed starting on the right-hand side this time. Takes on Atkinson. Gets past him. And flips it into Michael Thomas. Thomas's shot! Oh, that's a fine goal! Graham Souness looks on in admiration, and in the second minute of the second half, Liverpool have taken the lead in the cup final, and McManaman, who Trevor Brookings said would do more damage on the right than on the left, got the ball in, and Michael Thomas swung his right foot, and that goes down as one of the best cup final goals. Beautifully delivered, and what about this? There's Houghton. Saunders. Thomas through the middle again. Michael Thomas. Rush. 2-0 Liverpool. So simple and vintage Ian Rush. 68 minutes gone and Liverpool go 2 goals clear in the cup final. And there's nobody that loves the Wembley scene better than Ian Rush. Liverpool win the FA Cup for the 5th time and in their centenary year as well.
Liverpool's return to European competition was always going to be an emotional occasion. Thankfully, it was a relatively low-key affair against the Finnish part-timers Kuusysi Lahti, which set Dean Saunders on the way to a club record. When Ray Houghton's adroit header made it 2-0 after half an hour, it seemed the whole event would pass with an air of formality. But not before an Englishman by the name of Mike Belfield had forced a fatal error out of Gary Ablett and ushered Leitonen forward to score a deflected goal off Nick Tanner that put a different complexion on the night. Liverpool huffed and puffed until the final moments of the match, when an avalanche of goals submerged the Finns at the Kop end. Saunders scored 3 more goals in the space of 9 minutes. The scorer of Liverpool's historic first in Europe after the 6-year exile finished his European debut with a personal haul of 4. Trebling his Liverpool total in no time. He didn't even know if he'd be playing. The new 4-foreigner rule stretched Liverpool's depleted resources to breaking point at times. But 4 from Welshman Saunders, followed by 2 from Irishman Houghton, more than justify their selection. Liverpool actually lost the return leg 1-0, but they were safely through to meet the French side, Auxerre. Big win on a memorable night.
6 лет спустя первое поражение на чужом поле. Причем этот победный мяч ворота опытного голкипера Ливерпуля Бедрара забил англичанин, забил головой Майк Белфилд, который несколько сезонов, опытный игрок, ему уже 30 лет, выступал за английский клуб Уимблдон.
Dutuel. It's been a major factor, Dutuel. Full of industry, that's a good ball, this is Ferreri, and it's in. Lovely move, straight through the middle. And you have to say it's been coming for 5, maybe 10 minutes. It's well played by Dutuel, and a nice pass through to Kuka. Kovac in the middle and gets the chance because Ablett didn't cut it out, and Kovac makes it 2-0.
And McManaman gets away, and a straight penalty. Mahe the challenge from behind. And he's staying down because he got a kick in the calf. But the penalty with only 3 minutes on the stopwatch. They'd followed each other quite a distance. There the ball was won. Mahe felt that he might have been clobbered a bit, went there and caught back of ankle rather than calf. Mulby against Martini, and Liverpool lead. Cracking penalty. Curled right on top of the handbag in the corner of the net.
Quite amazing. Whatever he was thinking at this moment, I don't know, but he must have been totally relieved. The keeper goes the right way, a bit of a teaser, but it got past him into the corner.
Houghton, Mulby is square, and the return ball comes in for Houghton, and Marsh scores! It's taken just half an hour to square the tie. Mulvey's wonderful pass, Houghton the instant cross, Marsh the decisive header.
Well, it's a superb ball from Jan Mulvey. Good floated cross by Ray Houghton, and credit to Mike Marsh. Heads it down, perfect header, goalkeeper no chance.
Roche, Mulvey, Walters! Scores! And that really all came from the interception by Roche. He suddenly was missing from the middle, and how quickly Walters pounced to put Liverpool in front for the first time. Goalkeeper did all he could. Just got a nick off the bar post. They were chasing back. Walters looked, struck, scored.
Well, a marvellous moment for Mark Walters.
Here's Saunders. Saunders! And Liverpool have scored. Dean Saunders has got a goal that means a lot to his club, and I should imagine quite a lot to him. The Austrians look absolutely stunned. The Liverpool supporters celebrate. It came out of next to nothing, but in European football, the away goal can be critical. Not that Liverpool will need it, perhaps, but just look at this. Saunders has tucked his shot underneath the goalkeeper into the corner. Here's Jan Mulvey. Saunders. Another chance for Saunders. Yes, two. Well, that surely puts Liverpool as good as into the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup. And Dean Saunders, who started the evening needing a good personal performance, has got just what he was looking for. And so now of Liverpool, that's the second goal. It's come just 11 minutes from the end, and again, controlled finishing.
It's the difference between the two sides. Just nudges off the defender, picks his spot underneath the goalkeeper.
Through to meet a modest Austrian side called Swarovski Tyrol, who conceded 2 Dean Saunders goals at home and another 3 in the second leg at Anfield. The first was a Liverpool classic. Goalkeeper to goal scorer by top-notch passing and movement. Jan Mulvey, who else, with the finesse. Dean Saunders with a deadly accuracy. No Liverpool player had ever scored more than 7 European goals in a single season. Saunders passed that mark in just 3 games. He missed the matches in Lahti and Auxerre. He wasn't missing much now. His UEFA Cup goals did more than anything to help him bed in at Liverpool. Never mind the opposition, there was an expertise about them which marked him down as a man destined to get hatfuls once the team was at strength. Another hat-trick completed in less than half an hour, and Liverpool's fourth an antique item, a goal from Barry Venison. On the field just 5 minutes as a substitute, he drilled one through the keeper to steal the show. Just what he'd asked Santa for. Barry was having a very happy Christmas. The goal took Liverpool up into the big boys class. The quarter-final draw was laden with pedigree. Liverpool would return to Anfield to tackle a 2-goal deficit against Italian giants Genoa, in the knowledge that goals could come from anywhere.
Ready to take, and only he and his goalkeeper in the Genoa half. Scuravi gets the header. You're in! Suddenly out of nothing, a very straightforward goal for Genoa. Once again, the shout of Branco comes from the crowd. And he strikes well. Oh, that's a brilliant goal. And it swerved viciously to curl away beyond any hope that Hooper had.
Honorati. Waterloo. It's a walk across. Aguilera. And that's 3-0 on aggregate now. And that could be a dance of death for Liverpool up there. For Barnes. Rush. Well, they've started. It was a free header for Ian Rush. Liverpool back within 2. Oh, that's sweetly done. Eladio in the clear. Aguilera. And that's the end of the European road for this season. Liverpool's Rumbelows League Cup campaign was full of drama, but short on achievement. Third Division Stoke were their first opponents. David Burrows. He's got in a useful cross. Rush 1-0. Cranston! And Stoke are level. It's Marsh, hit towards Rosenthal. Nickel trying to make something of it. Rosenthal back for Tanner. Had to strike it, gets the crossbar and in by Rush. Liverpool back in front. Ian Rush is second of the night. Just under 20 minutes to play. Fowler ball towards Kelly. Howard across the cover. He short-changed Grobbelaar. Tony Kelly has equalised. The replay at Stoke followed a similar pattern. Walters wide to his left. Rush is in there. It's there from McManaman. Headed by Fowler, dropping only for McManaman. Headed by Cranston. This will drop for Kelly. Oh, and he's given it straight to Ian Rush. It's a present. Saunders walks it in for the second. Just tossed up by Kennedy. Headed away by Burrows. One back by Beeston. Kennedy again. That's inviting enough. Sanford finding Overson. Cooper underneath it. Lost it for a moment. Beeston got in a shot. Blocked by the goalkeeper. Kevin. Oh, smuggled off the line by the hand, I think, of Tanner, and he could be in deep trouble here. It'll be a penalty, no doubt about that. What a moment for Wayne Biggins. Oh, and Hooper got a foot to it, but Biggins has scored. Rush. McManaman. Houghton making the break beyond Ian Scott. And Houghton's got in behind them here, and Walters is there, and that is game, set, and match. And Jerry Marsden's anthem has taken over from Tom Jones's, although Hooper still has some goalkeeping to do, and Stoke have scored again. Funnily enough, it was the other Potteries club, Port Vale, who were the next awkward obstacle in Liverpool's road.
It's like the back post is the likeliest target for Simon Mills. That's where there's a pack of players, and it's gone towards the head of Robin van der Laan. And the Dutchman scores for Vale. Here's Steve Harkness. Rush. Flag stayed down. Real chance. Has he waited too long? Walters is at the far. Driven in and finished off by Steve McManaman. Marsh with a corner. In towards McManaman's head, and Ian Rush finds the net. Yarling. Waved away. They were vehement from the fans, less so by the players. Jeffers, ball in towards with Peter Swan and Boyle. Martin Boyle levels it up.
David Burrows. McManaman. Walters on towards McManaman. Look at the pace. Look at the finish. Hughes. Morby couldn't get a touch. Yarling. Porter. Burrows with a header. Tanner. Turned away from Porter. Made some space for himself. McMahon. Oh, it's given straight to Foyle. Great chance for Martin Foyle. An equaliser within a minute. McManaman. Morby. McManaman again. Lovely smoothness about Liverpool coming forward at the moment. Walters has a great chance here. Goalkeeper couldn't keep it out. Liverpool back in front. Mulby. Houghton. Now they change the gear again, and Houghton goes for the chip. And that is a very, very special goal. Mulby's got it back. David Burrows curled it for Dean Saunders! Oh, that'll make it feel a whole lot better. And yet the Rumbelows Cup brought Liverpool comfortably their worst moment of the season. At third division Peterborough, Bruce Grobbelaar came for one cross too many. The goal scorer's name, Kimball, was the name blazoned all over the morning papers. It was a bad night all round. On the face of it, Liverpool's worst in cup football for over 30 years. Only Grobbelaar's remarkable instinct for survival prevented Ken Charlery making it worse still. Liverpool started their title campaign as clear favourites to regain the Championship trophy. After all, it hadn't spent more than a year away from Anfield since 1974. But injuries forced Graham Souness to gamble on new names from the very outset. Just over 8 minutes played. Rick Holden with the corner. Beyond Grobbelaar this time, and turned in by Barrett. And Oldham are in front. Ablett. Saunders. Barnes. Now Saunders on his way. Jobson trying to hold him up. And does so with the block. Barnes though. It's there. Ray Houghton it is who's got the equaliser for Liverpool. McManaman. Dean Saunders again. Way by Gunnar Haller this time. Ray Houghton, who's had such an impact in the second half. Mark Walters now with space. Little flick by McManaman. Barnes, 2-1. Away by Curl. Quinn helped on. David White onside. Clear of Gary Ablett. He scored! Quinn has found White, and White has got beyond Ablett. He's got no support, he doesn't need it. He's claiming a goal. No, says the linesman, who was very well placed. Now he's given it! Now he's given it! David White's shot was ruled to have crossed the line as it thundered down off the crossbar. And I don't think you can argue with that. Here is Marsh. Dean Saunders. Marsh taking over. McManaman for support. There's Steve McManaman, and Liverpool are back in business. McManaman. Trying to time the run, the supporting players. It's fallen kindly for McManaman, and now for Dean Saunders. Great tackle by Andy Hill. No, penalty given. Penalty given. Now it's Dean Saunders who had that penalty saved here by Niall Quinn last season. This time against Tony Coton. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. Burrows maybe. No, away by Keith Curl. What a dramatic finale. To make matters worse, Mark Wright and John Barnes were both crocked at Main Road. Ronnie Whelan completed only 25 minutes of the next match at Luton. A succession of knee operations saw to it that he wouldn't wear the captain's armband again for another 7 months.
But it was another pretty miserable afternoon for Graham Souness. Steve McManaman does continue to sparkle, but even he couldn't manage to get the ball past Alec Chamberlain. The closest Liverpool came just before the finish. Bruce Grobbelaar's hefty goal kick, and Ronnie Rosenthal on as a late substitute. Rosenthal getting past the Luton defence, past Alec Chamberlain, but not past Graham Rodger, who hooked it out right on the line. But the real talking point came after 52 minutes when Liverpool were reduced to 10 men. A bit of argy-bargy after Luton were awarded a free kick. Steve McMahon it is who clashes with Philip Gray. Gray slumping to the turf. McMahon claiming there was no contact. But the referee, John Walls, consulted a linesman. and McMahon, out for so long with a knee injury, was shown the red card. No John Barnes for Liverpool. They can ill afford Steve McMahon's suspension for that incident.
With so much talent sitting on the sidelines watching him, Dean Saunders inevitably took time to find his Anfield feet. But a blistering shot against Queen's Park Rangers opened his account in front of the Coppites, who never lost faith in him. 4 days later, he treated them to a derby goal.
Steve McManaman. Nickel. That's awkward. Saunders trying to get there. Almost came for Walters. Turned away as far as David Burrows. It's there! 48 seconds. David Burrows' first ever goal for Liverpool in the very first minute. Steve McManaman. Mark Walters. Only Saunders in the middle. Only Saunders necessary. The Dean Saunders Roadshow is off and running. It got away to a rather late start, but he scored a cracker down at the Kop end in midweek. And now with 15 minutes gone, he scored his second of the week. MacDonald. They went on the same wavelength. Houghton, McManaman leading the breakout. Saunders to the right, Walters here to the left. Mark Walters. Dean Saunders with space. Volleyed across Southall and wide of the far post. Walters with the free kick. Oh, a save, hit the post. Southall in pursuit, has made a good sliding challenge. McMahon. Marsh. Saunders, lovely passing. Well seen by Dave Watson. Burrows, though. He's played Houghton into space. Onside Ray Houghton. 3-0 Liverpool. It's a long, long way back for Everton now. McMahon. Mark Walters. McManaman. Oh, he almost went all the way. I wonder just how many he was going to take on. MacDonald. Ward. Beardsley. Mike Newell. Now, is this a chance for some consolation for Mike Newell? Yes, it is. Liverpool teasing a little bit now. Now they're not. Here's Saunders. He's got Ronnie Rosenthal making the break inside the box. Here is Rosenthal. Good save by Southall.
The first league tables had a healthy look about them, particularly if you lived in the northwest of England. Leeds United were nowhere to be seen. Liverpool's 100% return on their home form was the main bonus. But in September, their Anfield index dropped a point or two. Wright, Barnes and Whelan were all facing surgery. There were hard times ahead. The September 7th win at Notts County was their only league success away from home in the first 4 months of the season. Draper's free kick short for Johnson. He'll have a dip. Oh! Flew in. Just flashed past Grobbelaar. Walters trying to get on with it. McManaman has the chance to run at Palmer. Saunders did well. Rosenthal. Bingo! He's only been on the field 5 minutes. Rosenthal again. Knows only one way, past Yates. He just loves to run at defenders. Palmer can't hold him. And he's got himself a penalty. Dean Thomas the culprit. But somebody had to try and tackle him, or Ronnie Rosenthal was just going to run it all the way into the goal. Keeper Cherry trying to make it as difficult as he can for Mark Walters. And at 1-1, with 2 minutes remaining, it's difficult enough. He hasn't scored for Liverpool yet. He has now. In fact, he's probably scored a winner. It's 2-1. Teal. Atkinson lurking and has got away here from Ablett and has set up Kevin Richardson and Aston Villa in front. McManaman winning the throw, which David Burrows will take. Ronnie Rosenthal. Now as he pushed down there by McGrath, he looks to the referee and the referee points at the spot. Now a week ago at Meadow Lane, Mark Walters scored from the spot just 3 minutes from time to win that match for Liverpool. He's got a chance to make a hero of himself again, and this time against the team he supported as a boy. Nigel Spick, the Villa goalkeeper, beaten, and Walters has equalised.
Grobbelaar's fist. Dorigo. That's Hodge! Steve Hodge from Leeds United.
The month's disappointments continued against Sheffield Wednesday at Anfield, despite the boost of an early Ray Houghton goal. His fifth of an excellent start to the season after Chris Woods had parried a humdinger from Steve McMahon. The visitors equalised midway through the second half when the American John Harkes connected spectacularly with Nigel Worthington's cross. Liverpool conceded some very bad goals through the season, but they were on the receiving end of some very good ones too. 2 goals and 2 points from a sequence of 3 league games wasn't very good though. Some were ready to write off Anfield title hopes already. The good ship Liverpool had been holed once or twice, while Manchester United were almost home and dry in the opinion of some. Graham Souness certainly wasn't about to sit back and let it happen. He dropped Bruce Grobbelaar briefly, he returned to active service himself in a reserve game, and then on the eve of the televised match at Manchester United, he paid Crewe Alexandra £300,000 for Rob Jones. He's never done a better bit of business.
It's a nice ball played for Irwin. But Irwin's got his problems there against Rob Jones. He wins it in the end, and it comes now to Robson. A shot on the turn by him, a wonderful save by Hooper.
I think this game now is so open, Brian, because although United possibly had the bulk of the half, when Liverpool break, they always look to me as if it could be very dangerous.
There's the man from the Ukraine, Kanchelskis. Oh, Ablett will be in trouble for that. But he's already been booked. I think it's going to be a red card for Gary Ablett. It is. Back there. It's Hughes. Hughes and Burrows getting tangled up there. Everybody confusing everybody else at the moment.
Well, the referee has spotted Mark Hughes. I don't know what he did, whether he spat at Burrows or whether he headed him, but he certainly did something there. And the referee spotted him, and this could be a...
It's a red card for Mark Hughes.
What a windy day here. Swirling around, difficult to say which side gets the advantage as Liverpool attack dangerously here, and the shot goes in with a deflection from McManaman. Liverpool take the lead. But he's changed his mind this time, but it comes to Allen, and it's in by Jones, the equaliser. Allen's header, and it's turned in, and the youngster has scored on his full debut. It's Andy Myers who's given Chelsea the lead. Burrows turning it in, McManaman's header, Rush! Liverpool have equalised. Ian Rush gets his first league goal of the season to make it 2-2.
Souness insisted the title was not beyond his injury-ravaged team at such an early stage in the campaign. But the news from the casualty ward wasn't getting any better, and Liverpool had gone 7 weeks without winning a league game. Coventry were next up at Anfield. Certainly the return of Hussein and Molby has given Liverpool a more measured look today. Rush. Walters. He's got Saunders in the middle. Houghton arriving. Great goal. The latest in a lengthening line from Ray Houghton. Whilst October closed with a home win, November opened with the first home defeat since Souness's return. In what was a good month in the Cups, Liverpool failed to gain any championship momentum. 2 years earlier, Crystal Palace had lost 9-0 at Anfield. Barrow's corner. Header from Rush. Not far away. Just signs that the old timing is coming back. Ablett. Saunders. Well, he felt that. Referee happy to play on with Rush in possession. Spotting Rob Jones in some space. Taking on Sinnott and taking on Martin. Barrow's corner. Hussein arriving. What a good time to score. Stroke of half-time. Southgate. Gabbiadini. Right. Back out to Southgate. He's got his cross in. And Gabbiadini has got his shot in. 1-1. Roger will take the corner. Young's flick has found Thomas. And Jeb Thomas may have found a winner for Crystal Palace. Not long now. McMahon for Ablett. Cross may come for Saunders. Martin saves the day. Liverpool, never the meekest of losers, were mad at themselves. Steve McMahon said, amateur teams defend better than we did.
It's a West Ham throw. Tim Breaker, formerly with Luton, with it. Here's Bishop. Keane. Bishop. Nice play here. Harris.
Now McAvenny! Great save by Grobbelaar. A terrific bit of football all round. A lovely move by West Ham and a close-range header by Frank McAvenny that was saved superbly by Bruce Grobbelaar. Harris. The long ball forward. Small is onside. He's gone past Nicol. Small. Another great save by Grobbelaar. McMahon. That's a lovely ball by McMahon, and look at the race on here now for David Barrows. There are 3 green shirts waiting in the middle, including McManaman, and really he misstepped entirely when the goal looked to be at his mercy, and Liverpool could so easily have been a goal ahead then. Up to Small, play to McAvenny. Away goes Small, galloping after this one. Look at Slater. Grobbelaar may not get to this one. Grobbelaar's away out of his goal. Now what sort of cross can Slater put in? Oh, just nicked away there. Keane comes in. It might come for Paris, and in the end, Liverpool get it away. But another excursion by Bruce Grobbelaar. But Slater that time skinned him for pace, and Liverpool were in dire, dire danger. Knocked in there, just touched away brilliantly again. Tony Gale's header. Turned away superbly once more by Grobbelaar.
It was an afternoon when again Brucey did more right than wrong, and when the style of Liverpool's football was just right. Typically, there was a price to pay. Ian Rush didn't play again for 3 months. Against Wimbledon the following weekend, the Reds were without 8 first-teamers, but still had opportunities to win. Dean Saunders, scoring for fun in cup competitions, was doing everything but score in league games. The headline writers had him being sold off to Nottingham Forest in exchange for Des Walker. Wrong again. Liverpool have managed a total of 4 league goals in their last 4 games, though. Although not exactly short of excuses, they had nevertheless slipped tamely into mid-table, 13 points adrift of the season's pace. At least they signed November off with a goal of the season candidate against Norwich. This is Morby. Oh! What was that? An explosion of a goal from Jan Morby. Oh, that's an exquisite pass again from Morby, just steering McManaman down the right road. Back for Morby, hits Saunders, saved by Gunn, then in by Houghton. Liverpool 2 up in half an hour. Robert Fleck. Quite sure who he was aiming for there, but he's found Goss indirectly, and that's a useful cross. Beckford's there, and that's some header. 2-1. 4 days later, Liverpool went out of the Rumbelows League Cup at Peterborough. It was something of a benchmark in their season. They didn't lose any of their next 12 games. Mark Wright returned from injury to take over the captaincy and stiffen the backbone of the team. They still had their flimsy moments. Alan Shearer, coming between Burrows and Grobbelaar, put Southampton in front at the Dell. But 15 minutes from time, Jamie Redknapp, a teenage talent bequeathed to Souness by Kenny Dalglish, leapt up off the substitutes bench to claim his first goal after courageous work by David Burrows. Not many are quick enough to beat Ian Rush to a tap-in. That same week, Liverpool paid Arsenal £1.5 million for the man who stole the title from them. Michael Thomas's arrival lent weight to speculation that Steve McMahon may be leaving. The following day, McMahon opened the scoring against Nottingham Forest and started saying his goodbyes to the Kop. Their Christmas present was a much fresher and freer-looking Liverpool. Normal service was resuming, and the team were creeping back into the top six with some top-draw football. Forest were finally chopped down 10 minutes from time. Mark Crossley, overawed by Big Jan's big free-kick reputation, got a touch of the shakes, and it was 2-0. The same authors who were burying Liverpool's title body a couple of months earlier were now digging themselves out. Michael Thomas was ready to lend a hand at Tottenham.
Baker. And now Stewart has popped up on the left side here. Walsh. Great chance for Walsh. Nickel. Played in for Saunders, a great chance now. A terrific goal. It's 1-1. Struck with the speed of light there, Dean Saunders. League goals have been few and far between for him, but he took this pass beautifully. Torsvedt came out onto the left foot, whacked it past the big Norwegian keeper. Nickel. Jones, Houghton. Dribbled away from Stewart well there, finds McManaman, plays it back again for Houghton. The little chip by him! Great bit of skill by Houghton. Oh, a bit of space again here for Steve Nicol. Here's Burrows. Hitting it long towards Saunders. And the header by McManaman. The flag is up, it's offside, it won't count. Houghton trying to release McManaman again. Nichols made a terrific break for him. Thomas has come in there as well. McManaman. And Vanden Hauwe in the end gets it away to Naeem. Played short up here now to Walsh. Red shirts are buzzing everywhere in this situation. Just look at them. We ought to count, see if there's not more than 11 of them on the field, I would think. Nicol. Thomas. Houghton. McManaman. Oh, Houghton, space here. Deflection, a goal.
David Burrows, Steve Nicol, Mike Sheeran back there to police him. Houghton, Saunders, setting himself for a shot. It's there. Tony Coad lost it, and Dean Saunders has found the net again. Went on towards White. He got there this time. Oh, didn't he just? 3 minutes into the second half. It's him again. He'd love to be out there in the middle doing something about it. He said this week that he envies Peter Reid for still being a player. There's about 4 years between the two managers. White's in again. He scored again! David Burrows. Michael Thomas got a flick on. Dean Saunders on the turn. Good efforts. Rob Jones. Ray Houghton. Art Walters. Tumbled by Sheeran. Walters with a quick free kick. Mike Marsh tried to provide a return. Sheeran got in amongst it.
Walters again. Headed by Redmond. Steve Nicol almost ghosted in front of him then. Houghton. Mike Marsh. Pull behind Saunders. Nicol! 8 minutes to spare. Steve Nicol with the rescue goal.
Christmas was coming and the team was getting fit to mount a New Year's challenge on the back of a run of 7 games unbeaten in the league. 11 points and closing. If only they could have turned pressure into points in 1 or 2 key games over Christmas. Dean Saunders had scored 15 goals by the halfway point in his first season with the club, but goalkeepers like Queen's Park Rangers' Jan Stejskal were frequently sharing the headlines with him. At Goodison the following Saturday, Liverpool were held to their 3rd successive draw.
Beatrice seeing plenty of the ball early on. Nichols header that time. Jan Mulvey calming it down in his own inevitable manner. Nicol on towards Dean Saunders, who's got clear of Everall for a moment. But a yard wide. Everall was forcing Saunders away from goal, but he still managed to get in a shot. Grobbelaar's goal kick straight to Johnston. Here goes Robert Varshik, who's very quick. Grobbelaar committed! And Mark Wright to his rescue. Dean Saunders with the corner. Turned in towards Thomas. Johnston went in bravely, but Tanner was there! Hacked off the line. No! Goal! Liverpool in front. Nick Tanner's first ever goal for the club. Vic Callow was well positioned and had no doubt that the ball had crossed the line. Mark Ward. Robert Varshik. Everton trying to stretch Liverpool again. It's Pearce is knocked down. It's Matthew Jackson. Maurice Johnston. 1-1. Steve McManaman. Jan Mulvey. Beautifully done. Well, the finish didn't quite match the approach from Jan Mulvey. So the approach goes right out of the top drawer. Liverpool have got everybody back inside the Everton penalty area. Mark Ward. Grobbelaar has come and lost it. Brilliantly cleared off the line. Martin Keown's header. And it was Ray Houghton who somehow propelled himself upwards to cover for Bruce Grobbelaar. Oh, that's a marvellous clearance.
At the turn of the year, Liverpool's season was shaping up with a new resolution. UEFA Cup quarter-finalists and within a dozen points of the Championship lead. They needed a red-hot January to further their title claims, and they got one. 5 successive wins from New Year's Day, and goals galore, home and away. For and against at times. 1992 started against Sheffield United at Anfield and started badly. Jan Mulvey, trying to cut out the danger, put Brian Deane in position A, and Liverpool were chasing the game. But Steve McManaman and the young legs that the manager kept trying to rest ran Sheffield into the ground in the second half, and Ray Houghton ran into double figures, his 10th of the season. He was a PFA Player of the Year candidate. 11 minutes from time, he figured at the start of the move that won the game. A carefully rehearsed set move. Nicol to Thomas to Saunders to Nicol to Saunders. But if you thought that was late, Jones looking for Barnes, looking for a 1-2, and now he's stranded upfield. Kamara to Nogan, break on. Priest making a run, and that'll be Tanner's. Oh! Grobbelaar committed, and that's a ghastly own goal. Nick Tanner on the day signed a new contract. Last 5 minutes. Houghton's corner turned away by Telfer. Houghton again. That's an up and under. Right under it, Sutton in trouble. Deep trouble. But Manaman has equalised. Right. Houghton. searching out Rosenthal. James, the full-back, across to police him. Back for Barnes. Saunders! A minute to go, and Liverpool have surely won the day. John Barnes' first appearance at Anfield since the opening day of the season, capping a cop-end comeback from yesteryear. At Oldham the following week, Liverpool came from the rear again.
Sharp is there as well. Torpor for Grobbelaar! And Neil Adams was waiting right on the line. And Liverpool reflect on a disaster at their end. Right, able to deal with the danger this time. Thomas. Saunders, no offside. McManaman, Rosenthal's up with him. It's a clear chance for Liverpool. It's 1-1. Steve McManaman sprinted clear and scored with aplomb. Bravely done by Nicol, and he might have made an opening for Liverpool here by ducking in. An opening for himself, perhaps. Certainly for Saunders! Oldham 1, Liverpool 2. Houghton. Well, it wasn't particularly orderly from Oldham at the back. Don't really expect that, but up front is a different matter. Ritchie for Adams. Henry is in the middle. Can he get it here? Cover in the shape of Tanner. The closest that Oldham have come, and Nicky Tanner, the Liverpudlian, in with a great chance of the equaliser against his boyhood favourites. But it was a wonderful Oldham attack that just needed more force at the finish, but here come Liverpool, and Thomas! Michael Thomas is a scorer for Liverpool for the first time. Now Adams, it's always been an outlet for them on the right-hand side. And Grobbelaar hasn't got there, Bernard! 3-2. And another adventure goes wrong for Bruce Grobbelaar.
Not wrong enough to prevent Liverpool reducing the gap to single figures. Rush and Whelan were now the only serious injury worries, and next up was the fixture that had done most to influence the outcome of recent title races.
Saunders again, falling for Carter. Up to Smith once again. Right very close to him though. Rocastle, superb ball. Merson is through on Grobbelaar, and great work by Grobbelaar. Nicky Tanner. Another good ball given away very badly there to Paul Merson, who can be so dangerous when he swoops in from that left flank. As Winterburn planting the ball in towards right, and another great save by Grobbelaar. No hanging about at all here on this cold night as Mulvey plays it wide again. Rosenthal on that far side. He's gone past Winterburn. In the end, he's brought down and a penalty given. Well, I think it was young Ray Parler who brought him down.
Yeah, this is a prize you've got to pay, maybe for a little bit of inexperience, but when players are running at you like this in the box, suddenly it's a dangerous thing, and well, it's definitely a penalty, Brian.
You couldn't argue with that. When you see that, the Arsenal players are surrounding the referee, but I think when the benefit of that slow motion, there can't be much doubt. A snaky run by Rosenthal, and an injudicious challenge by the 18-year-old presents Jan Morby with a chance to make it 1-0 to Liverpool. Here's Houghton. It's picked up its competitive pace very early in this second half, this game. Saunders, Thomas. Saunders trying to get on the end of it, played it back again, and Rosenthal balloons it over the Arsenal crossbar. And away come Liverpool again now. Steve Nicol. Oh, look at the space here for Thomas. He's making one of those runs again. It deflected off goal. Saunders into the side netting, a chance was there. Wright turning well, getting away from Tanner beautifully, faced by Wright, and Wright looked just to stick a foot out, and Mark Wright that is.
The referee tried to play advantage there, Brian. He was quite right, but where I think he probably made a mistake is once he saw there was no advantage, he could have given the free kick and therefore not give any advantage to Liverpool from what was basically a non-win situation.
Oh, and here's Rosenthal. And he screwed it wide. There's Jones. The ball hit long. Rosenthal's up there for Liverpool. And Adams goes down. The referee looks away, hands behind his back. Never was a penalty. Well, it was some excellent defending and covering again by the Arsenal captain.
You might say it never was a penalty. I've seen them given, Brian, with that sort of challenge. Sometimes if it had been down the other end, having given the penalty to Liverpool in the first half, it could well have been seen as a penalty.
Oh, what a lovely deal dummy. Ray Houghton through now. A super goal! A wonderful goal for Liverpool. Made in the first place by a terrific dummy by Dean Saunders. And Ray Houghton going through to put Liverpool 2 up.
Nicol knocks a great ball in. And, I mean, defenders can't stop this sort of run. It's from deep again. And what a great finish. Just flicking it over Seaman's hand. And
well, it's Merson with the corner for Arsenal. Now is the time to pull one back if they can. Adams is right in there. And Smith off the crossbar and behind. Rocastle to Carter. Long-range shot. Good work again by Grobbelaar.
January the 29th, the night when the Uniteds of Manchester and Leeds heard the rumble of the Liverpool title hooves just behind them. The Reds' second-half display against Arsenal had the bookies rushing for cover. Both of the teams ahead of them are still to visit Anfield and in the closing weeks of the season. But February brought only anti-climax. In a matter of days, Barnes, Nicol, Morby, Thomas and Tanner had rejoined the casualty list. Graham Souness was back where he started, with the squad stretched to the limits by injuries. Results inevitably suffered.
Dennis Wise. Quite what he intended, and he's got it across via the foot of Burrows. Headed away by Tanner. Morby losing out to Vinnie Jones. A volley! It's in! Vinnie Jones at the cop end! Morby has threaded it through to Dean Saunders. Ridden the challenge from Wise. Took a break off. Moncao come from McManaman. What a good chance that was. And he knows it. Jones doing well to get away from Graham Lasso. And doing very well to thread it through and find Ronnie Rosenthal with a chance. Oh, what a very good finish by Rosenthal.
Boyd with the free kick. Headed by Walters, back in defence. Morby leaving Jones to complete the clearance. Rosenthal for Walters. Saunders. Houghton. Got some options here. He's got Ronnie Rosenthal. Free with a great chance. Oh, and the crossbar just denied him. Townsend. Stewart. Space for Dennis Wise. Taking it a bit wide, but he scored. Dennis Wise. Stewart to his right. Instead looks for Clive Allen. Another chance for Clive Allen. Brought down, was he, by Marsh? Penalty to Chelsea. There are just 6 minutes remaining. And Grobbelaar has made a marvellous save.
Grobbelaar reminding his teammates that the concentration must be maintained. We're into stoppage time at the end of the first half. So the drama of the free kick may well end the half. Well, the wall doesn't look back the full 10 yards, but it's Peter Billing. That's what they were concerned about, and no wonder Grobbelaar was trying to get a wall set. Came off Rosario, back towards Sansom. We'll have to improvise a little. Redknapp. Houghton, no offside. Saunders. Dean Saunders for Liverpool. Agrizovic has stopped it, and behind him was Lloyd McGrath.
Steve Harkness with the throw down the line. Now Fox, still very tight in there, but there's a nice ball to Goss. He gets away from the challenge, and there's an opening here for Sutton. So many players queuing up for it, and here it is. Now McManaman. Here come Liverpool, trying to reply as soon as possible. Houghton, great effort. McManaman. Ray Houghton, what wretched luck. Culverhouse for Robert Fleck to chase. Fleck's in there. Oh, what a goal! Robert Fleck. And forward goes Fleck again, robbing Hussein this time. Fleck looking for number 3. He's got it.
1 point from 3 games, the menacing run up the title rails had come to an abrupt halt. Lost amidst the cup marathons with Bristol Rovers and Ipswich. Sacrificed to keeping the fit few fit for cup football.
Marsh, McManaman's run away from him. Letitia only onto the head of Nicol. Mulvey spending more time in midfield as the half comes to a close. Redknapp, it's a great try. Venison, Mulvey, Rosenthal, lovely play. Saunders, terrific stop from Flowers, and it ends as a corner. Liverpool looking more dangerous now, and Venison playing his part in that. Saunders, Rosenthal, and again Tim Flowers kept Liverpool out.
Liverpool hadn't managed so much as a goal in their last 3 league outings, and the league table reflected as much. They were through to 2 cup quarter-finals, and March was all about finding the form to win them. Home form was good, as Aston Villa found out in the FA Cup, but away form reflected Liverpool's European letdown in Genoa. No goals, no gain. Topping up his depleted squad, Graham Souness had signed Isvan Cosma, Lee Jones and Scott Patterson, and signed up Rob Jones on an extended contract. The youngsters had been the overriding bonus of a fluctuating league season. Jamie Redknapp's hot shot set up Dean Saunders for the goal that beat West Ham at Anfield. Saunders had never scored more goals in a season. But at Crystal Palace 3 days later, another soft goal at the other end added up to another defeat. Eric Young pilfering the ball out of Grobbelaar's grasp. Consistency, a forgotten word. Liverpool were down one moment, up the next.
Barnes. Burrows. Liverpool have got plenty of players in the centre. If Barnes can rip the ball across, which he does. Mulvey hits it so cleanly, and Torsfet got to it, hasn't put it out of play. He's in trouble here. This is Jones, taken on the chest clearly by Van den Houw. Such a skirmish. Still giving Nicol a problem, but only for a moment. Fenwick has misjudged it. Now Saunders, this is a great chance. 1-0 Liverpool. It's a weak corner. Gray. Nothing weak about Edinburgh's work. Fenwick. Stewart! 1-1! Oh, and it's Burrows. Saunders puts it in. Spurs are furious.
Gage away, Cork
Onside Davison. Goalkeeper's come a long way and got there with that handball. The referee says no. Goalkeeper's off his line. Dean! That's one of the goals of the season.
Reinhardt. Tackling back by Whitehouse.
Barnes looking for Dean. Dean might have the pace here. Stays on his feet. Round the goalkeeper. This must be 2-0. Brian Dean. And that's the first time that Sheffield United have ever scored 2 goals against Liverpool here for a quarter of a century.
In the week of the FA Cup semi-final, the boat was steadied by a ship-shaped display against struggling Notts County at Anfield. Michael Thomas chose his moment to trigger a 4-0 win. Liverpool hit the woodwork 3 times too. Steve McManaman's growing value to the team was underlined by a skillfully executed second before half-time. It was sometimes difficult to recall that here was a player who barely sniffed league football before the season start. He was finishing the season apparently as fresh as he'd started it. Ian Rush had McManaman to thank for Liverpool's third. Barry Venison had never scored a First Division goal for Liverpool, but he was never offered any alternative but to shoot here. Have it back. Bet he wishes he'd tried it more often. Too often Liverpool were forced to field scratch teams in their remaining league fixtures. Trust Manchester United to miss their chance. Trust Wimbledon to take theirs. Always free kick. Sanchez made a bit of a meal of it, and Michael Thomas has made a bit of a goal of it. Earl, Barton, Earl again, Venison got in there, Miller though, Sanchez, he's got another goal against Liverpool. Rosenthal's found all kinds of space, good chance this, oh, well, that's one way to do it. This is Miller. Good cross, Clark, and Wimbledon are level again. John Fashanu, he's no slouch once he gets moving. Rob Jones trying to get at him, Fashanu down, oh, penalty given. That looked a bit harsh, Jones certainly thought so. Now, how's your nerve, Fash? Less than 20 minutes remaining, top end, and no penalty spot. Brucey thinks he knows where it is, or where it should be. They all seem to be agreed. Fashanu has a penalty style all of his own. 2-3 paces at the most. It works though. Wimbledon celebrates a 3-2 lead. The health and well-being of Graham Souness was the main concern at Anfield though. Ronnie Moran was in charge of team matters at Aston Villa. He'd done the job before, of course, and let's face it, he should know a thing or two about Liverpool. But Tony Daly spoiled his day with a searing run and a not-so-searing shot, which won the game midway through the second half. Liverpool were finding goals of their own, hard to come by.
Rush. It's very well hit and very well held. There was real coordination about the build-up here. And Rush had an option. Michael Thomas was making that run, but Rush went for goal, and it was a shot that needed stopping. Now Jones leads Herring back, and they're all now pretty much in place, they hope. Burrow's ball, oh, and Rush beaten out by Lukic, and he stopped the follow-up from his own old Arsenal teammate Michael Thomas. Well, it was an incisive piece of play from Liverpool in the end. And John Lukic showed again what a capable goalkeeper he is. A double stop here. It ran for Rush, facing the goal, blasted away, stopped the first time by Lukic, and he was bright enough and quick enough to prevent Thomas turning it in. That's a terrific piece of goalkeeping. Not in full working order. Off Barnes. Burrows has missed it, and it's off the line by Houghton from Fairclough. Ball actually came off Barnes, then Chris White got to it. Grobbelaar labouring, and very grateful that Ray Houghton was there to stop Fairclough scoring.
Liverpool moved on to Arsenal without the injured Grobbelaar and half a dozen others. David Hillier had them chasing the game inside 4 minutes. Anders Limpar proceeded to torment them. His pass left Ian Wright with half of Highbury to himself. right on his way to becoming the First Division's leading scorer. Then Limpar became the First Division's longest scorer, catching out Mike Hooper with an up and under from 45 yards. Some goal. Arsenal completed a 4-0 win early in the second half. Hooper, trying to help out a beleaguered defence, was caught out by Wright. The fixtures were coming thick and fast now. 2 days later, Liverpool were at Nottingham Forest. Keane. No way through. Houghton tidying up. Ooh, it's a bit tight though. And that's a penalty. Sheringham. Ooh, and Hooper got a hand to it. Rush. Down for Barnes. Rush with some space. Good effort, good goal. Beautifully bent round, crossly by Ian Rush. Orlickson. Found Sheringham somehow. Key. Won't arriving. Well stopped. Mike Hooper really has had an outstanding match.
Rob Jones, Saint, as you probably remember, who made his first appearance for Liverpool when he joined them from Crewe in the midweek at Old Trafford against Manchester United. That's right. Absolutely superb game. Robson. Mark Wright. Wright again. Steve Nichols, then, so Ronnie Moran was telling me, has got a little knock and they just don't want to risk him. I suppose with a cup final coming up in a fortnight's time, that's quite understandable. Chelskis, in goes Barrows very quickly indeed. But equally quick was Donaghy, halting Saunders in his tracks. Michael Thomas, to Jan Mulvey. To John Barnes, a little thick and a good one. To Rush, has scored. Liverpool in the lead, and that truly is a moment for this championship of the Barclays League to take another twist and another turn as Liverpool go ahead. Rush just getting to the ball before Schmeichel.
Well, he's finally done it, Brian. He's finally got the goal. What a lovely ball by John Barnes.
Never scored against Manchester United in all his career.
My first reaction, Brian, about the goal was that he may have strayed offside when he made the burst, but I'm not sure maybe if Bruce was playing him onside.
Maybe we might get another chance to look at that a little later on when there's a lull. That's a long clearance by Schmeichel. Free kick to Liverpool. A long clearance by Mark Wright. And a goal kick for Manchester United.
It was still difficult to see even there, Brian. He probably was just onside. It was a wonderful ball by Barnes.
But also, that was like the old Rush as well, wasn't it? I mean, he was so quickly onto that.
Exactly.
Leclerc, Ince. People so ready to say that Rush isn't quite what he was. You just better not believe it.
His goal tally, of course, was very poor this year, Brian, for Ian Rush. Normally gets a 1-2 ratio, and at the moment is very poor. But he's had injuries, so he could probably say that that's been the reason for it. But that was the old Ian Rush, wasn't it? Sharpest attack.
Here we are again. Now, as Barnes...
Oh, he's well onside, and Dennis Irwin's playing him onside as well. It was a beautifully judged run.
John Barnes. Saunders, and it was, and it's a free kick. Molby behind it, right in front of the ball, just to make things awkward to Liverpool players, and it just flicked off the Manchester United wall to go behind for a Liverpool corner. 18 minutes gone, Liverpool leading by 1-0. And if we're just coming to and sorting out the football intelligence for the day, let me just tell you that Leeds have won at Sheffield United. And if Manchester United lose here, of course, the championship goes to Leeds. Saunders. Rob Jones, who's never scored for Liverpool, and with a shot like that is never likely to. Scored only a couple in his time for Crewe Alexandra, but what a season it's been for him. When he came unknown virtually into the first division, since then has won his England cap, and as we said earlier, made his first appearance, and what an excellent first appearance it was back in October at Old Trafford. Molby. And again, snapped that through for Saunders. In the end, it's a long ball played by Rob Jones for Saunders. I don't think Burrows will get to that one. Molby. And again. Barnes wriggling away from Robson. Molby. It's the Barry Venison is stripping off beneath us. Yes. Just no. Here's Saunders coming through. The flag has stayed down. Schmeichel hesitated for a long time. Saunders again hitting it in low. And United all over the place there for a moment. Obviously feeling that there should have been a flag, but there was no indication from the linesman. Rush. Giggs.
I'm at a loss here to see who's injured in the Liverpool team, and maybe Tanner, I think, at the back there. Maybe the time he stretched there on that race too with Irvine with the ball, and yes, maybe stretched something.
Here's Barnes. Rush. That's a foul for sure. That's a free kick for Liverpool. There's Rush trying to shove McClare off the ball. McClare holding up the taking of that free kick. Certainly want to bring the substitute on, and indeed you're right saying it's Nicky Tanner. So Venison's on. Should see who joins Mark Wright as centre-back now. David Burrows at the moment looks
as if David Burrows has just moved in there, and Venison playing full-back. He's played centre-back a bit this year, hasn't he, Burrows? On and off with all the injuries.
Good challenge again by Rush, and some quick thinking by Saunders. He saw Schmeichel off his line, aimed instantly for a little chip, but it in fact canned off a United defender. But Liverpool looking the sharper of the two sides.
Well, United started off, I thought, Brian, in the first 10 minutes, looking really aggressive, and the team that were doing all the pressing, but since the goal, of course, Liverpool seemed to have settled down a bit and commanding the game now.
Oh, but there's Robson. That changes everything. Ince with the shots. Oh, bad luck there for United. It cannoned off the post with Hooper well and truly beaten. That was the Robson part in it. A really good, fierce, well-timed challenge there. Ince with the shot. Hooper's despairing dive. And 99 times out of 100 that would have gone.
I mean, it was really spectacular, wasn't it? Kept it low, really thumped it, and there you are. But the inside of the post.
In a nutshell, that's United over the last month.
Well, that's the way it's been going for them, Brian.
Alistair. McClare, touched on. Hughes. Burrows. Here's Jan Molby. To Dean Saunders. Michael Thomas away on the right for him. Rush is going through the middle. Barnes is coming in there as well, but Thomas had the glint of glory in his eyes and wanted to finish it off himself. Now Ryan Giggs. Owen. Cut out by Burrows. Here's Houghton. Middle chip, perfect one as well for Saunders, played on by Molby, then for Rush. Jones for Saunders. And Ince playing the ball for Irwin. Room ahead of him, Giggs ahead of him. Cooper is out quickly. Massive clearance.
The game's been played at a ferocious pace, and looking at Liverpool today, I think this is about the best I've seen them in a while, Brian, in terms of closing the game down and working hard to get the ball back. You know, everybody's fired up, but they're all working hard.
It's a good passing too on an excellent pitch, which gives me the chance to congratulate the groundsman again here, Reg Summers, who won the award for the best pitch in the First Division. Gets his award at half-time from the Football League president, Gordon McKeag. So well done, Reg.
Nice change for Manchester United with playing in this.
Indeed. Saunders versus Irwin. Molby. Bruce getting it away. Molby again. Houghton. Oh, Houghton. Played back towards Thomas. And Barnes is in there. My goodness. And Dennison's in there. And Liverpool should have been 2 up. What were Manchester United playing at in defence? It was almost as though they wanted to present Liverpool with a second goal. And Barnes very nearly took it with the most cheeky of back heels. Everybody shepherding and leaving it for somebody else. Barnes back heel, Venison shot into the side netting, and it stays at 1-0. The Ian Rush goal still giving Liverpool the advantage here.
Well, Schmeichel should have come for the ball there. They're waiting for him to come out. He didn't. He just stood still. Barnes read it, tried the back heel, and Venison really should have hit the target with that one.
Unfair challenge by Hughes on Molby. Free kick already taken very quickly there by Thomas. Houghton. Jones. Molby. Offside against Houghton.
Jan Molby's beginning to get his range of passing going, Brian. A wonderful passer of the ball, very, very accurate, and he really can service the players up front. If you make the right run, this big fellow will hit you with the ball.
Now here's Walters. Here's another chance for Liverpool. Played in there for Saunders. Houghton.
Well, the chances are coming Liverpool's way. A great run by Walters, a lovely ball played inside, well met by Saunders.
That was a great save by Schmeichel, because he knew that the ball was going past him on the left-hand side, stuck his foot up, Brian, and made the save. No, that wasn't an accident, that was good goalkeeping. But the pace of Walters got away from Phelan there.
McClare and Hughes are furthest forward. Bruce is making his run now. They're all going in there, off the crossbar. Bruce and Kuusysi. I'm not at all sure that he didn't crack the crossbar again and glance over. And so Manchester United so close to coming back to level terms in the opening minutes of this second half. The header firmly against the crossbar, and then as it comes out again, Kuusysi, just as you see, flicks off the top of the bar again. Here's Saunders. He's onside. Great save by Schmeichel. Saunders again. Was that a handball? No, off the chest. Roger Gifford looked very hard at that one, Steve Bruce, but he said it came off Bruce's chest. But it was certainly a super save by Schmeichel. And if United are to retrieve anything from this game and from this season, that really was the most telling moment. Free kick.
Well, really, you've got to think that Dean Saunders has had two great chances, and this big fella stopped them twice.
Bruce to Phelan. McClare trying to get Kanchelskis in, but look at the place of Venison there, getting it back to Mike Cooper, his goalkeeper. Donaghy versus Saunders. Certainly Saunders sprang the offside trap so well there, and just couldn't find the finish to beat Schmeichel. Phelan with the throw. Robson available, no, a foul throw. Not from the right spot.
It's not often to let him take it again, then, is it? Usually they give it to the opposition.
Phelan again, knocking it back for Steve Bruce. Robson. Clare.
Well, here's the chance he had, and he really did well because he cut across Bruce there, cut across his path. Marvellous save, but I think this is where he let himself get down here. Saunders, he's got to play a good ball back. Now, that looked like a handball, would you say?
Did it hit Bruce on the chest, as the referee said? Way back in here. Well, a little suspicious, I think. Saunders. Venison. Out of play. Throw to Manchester United. Bruce.
Has found him beautifully. Saunders waiting in the middle, so too is Morby. It's not away yet. Saunders
Just over the top.
Well, that was the sucker punch we were talking about, Brian, and really Liverpool should have finished the match off there. Houghton did very well, didn't he? Pulled the ball back. There was Big Jan with the blaster there. The goalkeeper again has been magnificent today. And United battling to get it away. And there was Thomas into the cop.
Yes, another super save by Peter Schmeichel, that time from Jan Molby. One Dane on another. Clearance there by Thomas. Donaghy. And Kanchelskis. Inside, well inside the last 5 minutes, as Thomas makes one of those surges from the midfield, shaking off even his own teammates there. Michael Thomas across the face of the goal. Houghton! It's in there by Walters, and now the title goes to Leeds United without any doubt at all. 2-0 to Liverpool. It's all up for Manchester United. The Leeds United players know that they can start congratulating each other. That the title goes to Ellen Road for the first time since 1974. That finishes the season. It finishes it for Manchester United. 2 goals down now. But unless there's an upheaval to win to beat all other upheavals, that's it finished, and this is just a formality as Barnes takes it up again. This is John Barnes. Set upon making it 3, but stopped once again by Peter Schmeichel, and Barnes down injured. Don't know how serious that is, but Schmeichel has gone to help him.
Manchester United will never be allowed to forget that they were denied the championship at Liverpool. The Mersey Reds finished their season with a goalless draw at third place Sheffield Wednesday. Sixth place will never be good enough for Liverpool, but for a Liverpool shorn of half a team for much of the season, there was a major consolation prize. The most glittering prize in English football, and some glittering new talents to parade it.